this line will lead you through the smoke and flames on the front lines of war. We will conquer them all. We will conquer them all. We will conquer them all. Yes, I will see you through the smoke and flames on the front.
Sup guys, this is Solar Black Dude here, and I have another battle against a person named Shaf. Anyway, I did it with my Bosch and he leaves it with an Espion. He's gonna go for the light screen because that is the smart thing to do. I am gonna go for the volt change, and that is going to be able to give me switch advantage. And I'm gonna go into my Cowboy Right, which is my land loss. Now he's going to want to switch out because he doesn't want to take a U-turn to the face, which I do, which I do. Either way, if he does stay in, I get super effective damage. If he does switch out, then I get a switch advantage, and I do get a switch advantage, and I go into my Tyranitar, and I'm sorry for that random pop-up. Now he goes for the Toxic, very smart because that is going to wear me down. Unfortunate for me, I do go for the Substitute late. So therefore the Toxic is going to wear me down even though I am behind this sub. Now he's going to want to switch out and he's going to go into his Blastoise. I do go for the Stonish, and unfortunately for him this does get a crit. But then again, Stonish does have a high crit ratio, so pretty much you have to expect that it might come up. Now he's going to go to use a Protect because he's going to stall me and get my Toxic damage racking up a bit more. And yes, in the long run this substitute actually did help me because he isn't going to be doing additional damage for boiling water. So he goes for that move, which will break my sub, and I'm going to go to use the crunch and take him out. Now that poison damage is pretty much racking up, but I'm just going to leave this Tyranitar in as death fodder. I do randomly try and increase my focus and go for the focus punch, but he just takes him out with a U-turn. So I do go down, but he has to switch out, which means I get switch advantage. Now here was probably the biggest mistake of the battle, the first biggest mistake. I go for Stonish, predicting his Zapdos to come in, but I should have realized that this Medicham was scarfed. I'm also scarfed myself, but I should have realized that he didn't know that I was holding this choice scarf myself, which means he does go to Ice Punch and take me out. Now I'm going to go into my Rotom, he does switch out. I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump and do a good amount of damage. And Rotom is just freaking out here. I mean, look at it. It's basically just, it's literally got a crack in that, in there. I don't know. I do go out into my Espeon because I do predict the boost, so I can bring it in freshly baked as bread. Don't know when that came up. I do go to Reflect, probably the mistake 1.5, because he does do more damage with Discharge. I should have really gone for the light screen first. It would have helped a lot more in this match, but in the long run it doesn't really matter. Now I do go for the light screen, and the Discharge is going to be doing 50% less than it did the first time. And I'm going to go for the Psychic just to get up a bit of damage. Doesn't do very much. Goes to Discharge yet again. I do live, gets the Paralyze, doesn't really matter because the Sandstorm is going to take me out. So now that leaves me with a chance to go into my Excadrill, and I'm going to get up a Soul's Dance because thanks to the last screen I won't be getting hit with a super effective Heat Wave that hard, which does around 1/3. So with that I'm going to be able to get up to +2, and I am going to take it out with a Rock Slide, and that would be the end of Zapdos. Now here he goes into his Aerophone. I was thinking, you know, just wait and just exit with him until he can't really attack me anymore. But here was probably the second biggest mistake. I actually switched out and go into my Latios, and he goes for this Dance Ball, and I was like, oh crap, because If I stayed with Yuzu, he would have got knocked out, which means Malatos wouldn't have been poisoned, paralyzed, which means I could use it to take out the Infinite later in the match. But because of that stupid mistake, I'm forced to stay in and just pretty much keep hitting it until he gets to a point where he either gets knocked out or he has to switch out. As you see, the reflex goes off now. He keeps substituting as I'm gonna go for the Psycho Shock, so it's pretty much a stall fest here. Thanks to the Sandstorm, he's gonna try and go for the substitute again, but that will not work because he is too weak to make us a substitute. And this was the point where I could take it out, but no, I get the freaking power hacks, which is like, oh fuck. So because of that, he's gonna actually switch out and he's gonna go into his S-Beam because now he knows by now that I am scoffed, and he's gonna want to get up the light screen. But the light screen won't really matter because Psycho Shock is actually a special attack move which acts from the Pokemon using it, is special attack, but hits the physical side of the opponent's Pokemon. So the light screen wouldn't actually be helping him in that instance. I do see the chance to go to my Doryuzu, and I take him out with an Earthquake, which is good. But now he goes into his Infinite. I was thinking I could take it, but this is the point in the battle where myself actually realized he was banded, and I pretty much scoffed at him because of him using an actual banded 8, which everyone seems to be using right now. And he goes to his Aerophone pretty much as death fodder, as I come with my Latios to try and Shaco Shock him, but he goes into the Aerophone as death fodder like I said before. Then he goes back into his Ape and takes him out with a U-turn, which is unfortunate because that leaves me with one Pokemon left, which is a Rotom, as he goes out into his Medicham. Now he's gonna go for the high jump kick. He's gonna do a ridiculous amount of damage, and I'm gonna go Patron, but unfortunately I miss. And here was pretty much a good game at this point. But here was the funniest thing. He goes for the Hydro Kick and he misses. That's probably happened about twice to me, which is very, very funny. Now imagine if Infinite had the same attack, high jump kick, and he was going to use that neat miss as well. That would be really, really funny. But no, he does have the close combat, and he's going to take me out. So yeah, that would be a good game. Shaft. Comment, like, subscribe guys, and I'll see you guys later.
You must exercise the proper technique.